Set.
So after a very intense 4 weeks of loading, we are taking this 5th week of the cycle to do a little bit of a deload as well as some tests and assessments. As our training has changed, as we move closer and closer to the competitive period, our testing has changed. I think it's very important to test what you train, and as our training emphasis has shifted, so will our testing protocols. We started off the test week with an RSI test. As you have seen from some of my previous posts, we have been using RSI on a weekly basis just to assess overall readiness and adaptability to training. In that case, it's more so used as a monitoring tool. But in this context, where we're coming off a little bit of a break from Sunday and an easy training session on Monday, we're using this RSI assessment as a good indicator of what they're capable of when they're fresh. We followed up the RSI test with a 40-meter sprint, splits at 30 meters using our electronic timing gates from Fusion. This is a test that we have kept in throughout the year. From cycle 1, we tested 30 meters and we kept that going until 2 cycles ago. We added on a 10-meter fly to have a full 40-meter sprint. Over the past 2 cycles, what would be 8 going on 9 weeks now, we made a pretty significant shift in emphasis away from a focus on acceleration and towards more top speed qualities such as vertically oriented stiffness plyometrics, top speed work in our sprint training, and maximal isometric and maximal overload eccentric work in the weight room. This shift in training was borne out in improvements in our 10-meter fly segment. So while we did test a full 40 meters, what we actually saw for the most part was the 30-meter segment stayed about the same for everyone, maybe plus or minus about 0.02, 0.04 seconds. And the real improvements in performance came on the flying 10-meter segment. For the first time since we started training 5 to 6 months ago, we saw several athletes break the 1 second barrier for the flying 10 meters, which is a great sign. The fastest time for that segment was a 0.97 seconds. These test results, specifically the minimal improvement over 30 meters and the quite significant improvement over the final or flying 10-meter segment, brought up quite a bit of discussion within the group about how this could be possible. This indicates that the athletes were actually accelerating deeper into the zone. While they were not faster over 30 meters, their acceleration continued deeper into the run, allowing them to have a faster flying 10-meter segment than they had previously had. This is actually exactly what we would expect at this point, because we have taken the emphasis off of early phase acceleration. Early in the year, for the first couple cycles, we were training early phase acceleration 3 times a week. And at this point of the year, we're really only touching on it about once a week with any real emphasis. And we've shifted that emphasis both in time and energy towards getting better at running upright at max velocity. And this is what the results actually indicate. So while it would always be nice to see continual improvement, it's an unreasonable expectation when you have to make a shift in training emphasis. When you do that, the hope is that you maintain performance on those things that you have placed in maintenance mode, in this case our 30-meter acceleration, and you improve on the things that you're actually attempting to improve.